The football team continues their road trip in Dover, Delaware.
And the ladies' Prof field hockey team rebounds in a big way.
All this and a whole lot more coming up here on All Access.
Welcome back to the 21st season of All Access with the Profs. I'm Maria Brasco alongside with my partner in crime, Chris Sharnagle. We have a loaded show for you today, so Chris, would you do the honors of kicking it off?
Yeah, why not? Let's do this. After suffering their most lopsided defeat of the season, the Profs field hockey team rebounded in a big way on Saturday, crushing Eastern 7-1 in front of the home crowd. Goalies Carly DeMarco and Kim Pyhel only needed to turn away 5 shots as the Profs combined suffocating defense with a team-oriented offensive attack to outshoot the Eagles 26-8. Forward Sam Brown paced the Profs with 3 goals, and forwards Jenna Pressler and Joanna James and midfielders Carly Henderson and Marissa Marini added 1 apiece. Brown opened the scoring at 17-17, burying a pass from Pressler from the right side of the cage. Forward Carissa O'Connor tied it at 21-33, chipping in a Lauren Gay shot from the outside circle. The tie held until 37-58 when Pressler scored the game winner on a dime from Kelly Campbell. Little more than 5 minutes later at 43-36, Carly Henderson scored on a penalty shot, and from then, the rout was on. The Profs scored their remaining 4 goals over the next 19 minutes of play. Rowan hosts William Patterson on Saturday at 3 p.m.
In the team's 4th consecutive victory, Rowan's men's soccer won 3-1 over visiting NJAC conference rival Keene University on September 20th. The game marked the start of the NJAC play for both sides. Keene jumped out to the first half lead on a goal from midfielder Santiago Roncal at 38-13. Rowan would respond in the second half with 3 unanswered scores from the back Kristen Fontaine, forward Travis Ward, and midfielder Tyler Logar. Ward, a freshman, leads the team in goals with 6 and in points 13. The team will head down to Manassas, Virginia to take on Randolph College on Wednesday, the 24th.
And coming off that home win in a conference win against Keene on Saturday, the men's soccer team traveled down to Randolph College Wednesday. It was a tight game, but it was very clean, as no teams had any fouls. In the first half, Rowan went up 1-0 on a Vinny Igatowicz goal coming in the 44th minute. This would be the only goal Rowan needed, as goalkeepers Andrew McNellis and Graham Guttrell combined a shutout for Randolph's goal scorers. With this win, the men's soccer team improved their record to 6-3 on the season and extend their winning streak to 5 games. Their next game will be at Rutgers Newark on Saturday at 7:30.
The Rowan's women's soccer team won their first conference game of the season on September 20th, stymieing Keene University with a 2-0 win. Rowan improved to 6-2 overall, extending their win streak to 4 games and snapping Keene's hot streak of 6 games in the process. The shutout marked goalkeepers Carly Trevino's 3rd of the season. At 22:46, back Deandra Deturci scored the Profs on the first goal with a penalty kick. Forward Erica Soul would seal the win with her 6th goal of the year. Women's soccer hosts Rutgers Newark, the second of 7 straight NJAC opponents on September 27th.
The Profs dropped to 1-2 after getting manhandled by the Wesley Wolverines 37-7, who the Wolverines improved to 3-0 on Saturday afternoon. Wesley got out to a 6-0 lead with 7:44 remaining in the first on a 1-yard touchdown run by Jamar Baynard. By halftime, the lead expanded to 18-0. Touchdowns from Brandon Wright and Xavier Allen blew the game open to 31-0 midway through the 3rd quarter. The Profs' lone score was capped off by a Whit Marcelin touchdown run, finishing off a 10-play, 65-yard drive with 1:34 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Marcelin finished the day with 25 yards rushing on 12 carries, and quarterback Bill McCarty was unable to get it going through the air, going only 8 for 17 and 73 yards. Wesley quarterback Joe Callahan picked apart the Rowan secondary, completing 30 out of 43 passes for 364 yards and 3 TDs. The Profs are off this coming week before completing their 3-game road trip on October 4th at SUNY Cortland, and what will be their first NJAC matchup.
The Rowan volleyball team defeated Immaculata University and Mount St. Mary College in a tri-match on September 20th. Rowan hosted the tri-match, winning both matches 3-1. In the first match against Immaculata, the Profs took the first set 25-23. The Mighty Macs responded with a 25-22 set, but the Profs held off their opponents just enough to take the third and fourth sets. Against Mount St. Mary, the Profs had an early 2-0 set lead and won a 27-25 tiebreaker in the fourth set. Outside hitters Kelsey Mazurek and Danielle Havlicek recorded 20 and 18 kills respectively over the 2 games. Following the sweep, the Profs were dealt a 3-0 loss on September 23rd at an NJAC opponent, Montclair State University. Rowan volleyball, currently 6-7 overall and 1-1 in the conference, head to Washington, D.C. for the Worthington Classic on September 26th to the 27th for a 4-game swing.
We're going to head it over to Pete Inarato for Pro Sports Talk. So, Pete, take it away.
All right, thank you, Chris. And welcome to Pro Sports Talk. I'm Pete Inarato. Let's get to the headlines. It's been being reported. Hold on, can we start that over? Sorry, it's my first time.
No worries, man.
All right. Thank you, Chris. And welcome to Pro Sports Talk. I'm Pete Inarato. Let's get to the headlines. It is being reported that sports columnist and podcaster Bill Simmons wasn't suspended by ESPN for 3 weeks for calling Roger Goodell a liar and cursing on his podcast. Rather, Simmons has been removed from his position for 3 weeks because he supposedly challenged ESPN, according to USA Today. Because Simmons made his show the center of attention, ESPN's president, John Skipper, is reportedly livid about it. Throw everything aside, it's a little disturbing that Simmons' suspension is longer than Ray Rice's original suspension of 2 weeks. You can't fault the man for speaking the truth. He called Roger Goodell a liar. Well, no duh. How did the NFL never see the Rice tapes? Free Simmons. And thanks for speaking up, Bill. And multiple teams in Major League Baseball, including the Phillies, have heavily scouted Cuban outfielder Yosmani Tomas. The league is quickly transitioning to making international players the key names in their everyday lineups. These players can turn out to be gems. However, the price tags can be a bit of a turnoff. It is being reported that Tomas is seeking more than a $100 million contract. That's pretty pricey, but sometimes you need to take a chance. At least you don't have to pay $50 million to speak to the guy, similar to what the Red Sox did with Daisuke Matsuzaka back in 2007. And with all of the turmoil that has gone on in the NFL these past few weeks, here's some positive news. Bengals defensive tackle Devon Still released a photo on his Instagram Thursday morning, notifying everyone that his daughter Leah made it through the operation to remove a brain tumor. Earlier this month, Cincinnati offered Still a position on the practice squad after he was denied a spot on the 53-man roster. Most players would have been bitter with the news, but a joyous Still was now able to afford the surgery for his daughter by making the team in some capacity. And we tip our cap and say farewell to the Yankee captain, Derek Jeter. Jeter made his final appearance at Yankee Stadium in a 6-5 victory over Baltimore. Jeter went 2 for 5 with an RBI double in his first at-bat of the game. He then singled home the game-winning run in the bottom of the ninth with a base hit to right field, just like the Jeter way. What a way to go out. And that will do it for Pro Talk. We are going to take a short break, and when we come back, Sandra Hill will be joined by the members of the Rowan field hockey team. Stay tuned.